would love to be here this evening, but would be unavailable and wanted to have a copy of this recording. So a big thank you to everyone who's joining us this evening for the second webinar brought to you by the New South Wales Government and the Department of Education, partnering with us, that is Outdoors New South Wales and ACT. First, before we kick off, I would love to acknowledge our traditional owners from the lands of which we all meet today. Today I come to you from Darug country, and I say Warrami, which means hello in Darug language. May that we all connect with our Aboriginal ancestors of the lands in which we come to understand their history and heritage of the land, and particularly in the outdoors, where we use the outdoors as our tool to interpret and connect people. It's really important we embed the traditions of the past in today's interpretation and long into the future. So my name is Laurie Mode and I'm the CEO of Outdoors New South Wales and ACT, and I'm really delighted to bring this webinar to you, as I say, in conjunction with the New South Wales Government and the Department of Education. We have a great interest in the outdoors and getting more people out into the outdoors, whether they're participating or leading or building a career. And that's what tonight is all about. We want to help you understand a little bit about what is a career in the outdoors and what could it look like. So firstly, before we jump into hearing about some of the actual jobs that we have on offer, I wanted to share with you this quick video. So I hope that gives you some idea of the depth and breadth that you can have careers in the outdoors. But I have the specialists here for you tonight, some people that are direct from some of those areas that you've seen on screen that can talk to you about some of the jobs that are currently available, and even maybe some that might come on the horizon into 2022. So I will jump to the first candidate on our screen, which is the guys from YMCA. So can I hand over to you guys? Nick, Yuval and Heather.
Yes, we are. So Heather, if you'd like to kick off, please.
Yeah, so hello everyone, and we're here to talk to you today about the YMCA. It's a pretty large organisation. It has a range of services like children's services, gyms, aquatic, but specifically we're here to talk about Camp Yarramundi today. So we're a hardtop venue. We can sleep up to groups of 300 here in cabins. And here our instructors, they're running typical school camp activities like the giant swing, high ropes activities, rock climbing, kayaking, things like that. And our core belief here is we believe in the power of inspired youth. So that's really what we get our instructors to live by, and also to work with the groups that come through doing that as well.
Amazing.
So the Y has quite a few opportunities coming up. We're currently recruiting for 3 or 4 outdoor education instructors, and we recruit 3 to 4 every year. Most of our outdoor education instructors stay with the Y for 3 to 7 years, which is quite a long time for a lot of people. Our key focus is not just the hard skills, like, running challenge ropes courses and abseiling. It's also the facilitation, which is key to the staff that we select. The teams that we have are very, very dedicated to young people. They love the work. They love working with each other, and they tend to really enjoy their time and stay around for a while. We're not just focused on providing the outdoor education for our participants and young people. We're focused on developing youth as well. That includes our employees. So we're focused on our team having a career and progressing either through the Y or in other areas. It's key to our retention, our staff retention, the continual training, and key to being good at what we do. I've been with the Y for 17 years. I've been in outdoor education since 1991. Which is quite a long time. But in that time, the outdoor education, the people I've met have inspired me to do great things as well. I've been on many expeditions overseas and paddling trips inside Australia, but it's also made me better at managing people. It's given me a lot more confidence, and it's allowed me to get direction. So this is what the Y is focused on for everybody. It really is the core of what we do. Now, there are some advantages with working with us. Because we're such a large organisation, we have recreation centres, gyms, pools, we have children's services, and we have community programs as well. In the downtimes, we're able to provide alternative work, which we've been able to do over this slow period in recreation, and give our staff experiences in other areas as well, and also that they are able to bring that back to camp. So for those that are considering a career in outdoor education, I would highly encourage it. If you're not quite sure what it is you want to do, if you're a little bit lost, you'll find your feet, whether it's with us or with one of these other organisations. It's a really good stepping stone to a great future.
Awesome, Nick, and thank you so much, Heather and Nick, for being here today. I think you've put it perfectly about the facilities that the Y offer and the opportunities. Now, guys, if you have any questions for either Heather or Nick, you can certainly enter it into the chat. If you are interested in applying for anything that the Y has on offer, at the end of this presentation, there'll be a QR code which you can scan and enter your details, and those details will be filtered through to all of the organisations that will be providing their content this evening. So guys, thank you so much again for being here, and we might jump on to our next guest. So let me talk about Corrective Services. Kylie, you're there. Let me pin you to the top. There you go. Tell us about what you've got on offer.
Hey everyone, I come to you from Wiradjuri land here out at Oberon, Oberon Correctional Centre. So like Laurie said, I represent Corrective Services, and we run the Young Offender Program out at Oberon Correctional Centre. So we primarily work with young offenders 18 to 25. And we have a unique program where we take them out to the national parks, to the Kangaroo National Park. We do high rope courses and overnight expeditions. So if you come and work with us, it's a great team to work at Oberon. Ideally, you would have your Cert 4 in outdoor recreation or leadership. You would have abseiling, rock climbing, high ropes, and wilderness leadership qualifications. But obviously, we can work with you to obtain those as well. Obviously, you're taking out a crew of 14, up to 14 young offenders at a time, obviously with custodial staff as well, so you're not there by your own. So you would obviously need your wilderness first aid certificate. And then it would be a bonus to have your LR class driver's license as well to drive out the bus to take the offenders in and out. So obviously our key component is to assist these young offenders to reduce recidivism, to enable them to come back to the community as law-abiding citizens. What the advantage of our program is that we have seen a significant decrease in offending when we take them out into the bush and connect them to country, especially with our young Indigenous offenders as well. So you would go out, there's 9 intakes each year of up to 14 offenders, and you would go out with another ABF, a course of 35 days out and 10 sessions each cohort. So 9 times a year out up onto the high rope. So the boys really love that. And then there's always scope to do high performing teams with sort of team building with other staff within the organisation and lead those team building exercises with staff within Corrective Services. So it's a great opportunity. We are recruiting early in the new year. So hoping to give out those details. And we're looking for up to 2 facilitators, adventure-based facilitators, with the view to creating a talent pool so we can access people throughout the year, because it is an expanding program. So really excited to be here today and to answer any questions later on.
Wonderful, Kylie. Thank you so much. And can I applaud you guys for the work you do? I think it's outstanding, the results that you're seeing with your program. It is just amazing. And it gives another element to how people can be involved in the outdoors.
Does indeed. Thanks, Laurie.
Pleasure. So just as Kylie said, there are certain jobs that will be on offer tonight that do actually require some degree of qualification. So with Kylie's, you need a Cert 4 in outdoor leadership. You need first aid, and it is optional but preferred LR driver's license, because that can certainly assist in that job. So if you're just coming fresh out of school, look up those courses, or if you have any of those, certainly make sure you register for the content at the end of the presentation. So now I'm going to call on Charlene. Now she is here tonight from Advantageous.
Thanks, Laurie. Has the video actually started to play?
Yes, you are there.
Fantastic. Okay. Entry. Oh my goodness. All right. My name's Charlene. I'm actually a social entrepreneur, which is a business for purpose. So the core things that we like to do is connect people, places, and country. I operate 2 outdoor businesses. One of them being a bike education and training services, and that's Advantageous. And then Advantageous actually trains the employees for the Parramatta bike tours here in Parramatta. There are a number of opportunities to become assistants with our ride leader program, as well as our bike maintenance program. So we're actually developing youth programs at the moment and collaborating with other community organisations, one in particular, which is the Marama Healing Space out at Sydney Olympic Park. And the idea is that we will be very soon with those young youth ride leaders riding up and down the river and sharing those stories of saltwater and freshwater people meeting. So there is a number of skills and pathways that we could actually support you through and mentor you through. We require a willingness of working outdoors and in our hub space. The hub space has a number of community organisations that come through, and you'll be working alongside with therapeutic recreation students. Thank you, Laurie.
Wonderful, Charlene. And can I ask, what do you like most about your role and the different elements that you bring compared to Kylie or say Nick and Heather?
I think just being able to connect people outdoors, just to get outside, be in the moment, riding along the river, rediscovering, I guess, the plants and the wildlife in a urban setting. We're outdoors, we've got all these little green pockets of open spaces that are just little treasure hideaways for us to go and rediscover.
Yeah, brilliant. And thank you again for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Come back to you soon. Okay, and the next one we have is Rob from Midcoast Adventures. Rob, are you there?
I am. I didn't have anything prepared, but
you can just talk away. I know you know a lot about your organisation and the jobs that you're going to have on offer.
well, and that's probably the thing. I mean, Midcoast Adventures.
Oh, I think we've just lost him. Yep, I think we've just lost Rob from, you there, Rob? Nope, the sound has dropped out. Okay, the beautiful thing about technology and the internet when you're on Zoom. So we might just move from Rob and we might jump over to our next one and come back.
From Midcoast.
Oh, Rob, are you back? No, I don't think Rob's come back. Okay, so we might, Rob, if you can hear me, we will we'll come back to you after the next one. Okay, Jemima, we might jump to you because I noticed Optimum aren't here, but yeah, Jemima, tell us more about Bindaree.
Hi, thanks, Laurie. Hi, everyone. Bindaree owns we operate basically in New South Wales, ACT and Victoria. We've been around for about 32 years now. Our New South Wales branch sits in the stunning Sapphire Coast down south in New South Wales, and we've got a lot of employment opportunity throughout our seasons. We do a lot of different things. We operate over Christmas and Easter, our adventure or tourism season, and then during term time our main focus is or our school camps. So we do everything from your journey-based overnight experiences to multi-day camps, and also hardtop camps. So we're very similar to the other amazing businesses that are presenting tonight with the sort of type of personnel we're looking for. We're a family-run organisation, and there's a lot of fun and support to be had, especially along the coast where we're situated in New South Wales. We're looking for people that sort of love more the coastal environment as well as your inland activities. 90% of what we do in New South Wales is coastal based. So anyone that loves surfing and water-based activities or loves hanging out on the coast, this is a good job for you. We do look for qualifications with your certificate in outdoor leadership and first aid, similar to most other businesses here. However, we do have traineeship programs available to enable new recruits to get those experiences on the job and learn as you go. We also have a lot of new casual employees, part-time and full-time positions that are available for activity staff that are great with surfing or have their APOLA qualifications through Surfing New South Wales, or their OSA qualifications, which are coastal sort of surf-based board qualifications. So we've got positions for surf coaches, for tour guides, for activity leaders, for specialist activity leaders. So If there is an activity you love, from bushwalking to surfing to supping to bike riding to skiing, we've got a position for you. So we're always recruiting around the clock as we grow, and there's opportunity, as I said, across New South Wales, ACT and Victoria. So there's travel for those who love travel. Otherwise, you can sort of pick a hub and work out of one of our offices there. And that's us. Thanks, Laurie.
Jemima, tell me the traineeships. Do you want to just touch on that a little bit more and explain what that looks like?
Yeah, so we put new recruits that are interested in taking up a traineeship through a certificate for an outdoor leadership. It basically means we work alongside TAFEs to ensure that you gain those qualifications, but at the same time, you get paid to work with us in a full-time capacity. So as you're studying, we give you time off to study, time off to do the practical components and the back end of your course. And we also then put you out into the field and in the back office, so you get a really well-rounded scope and look at what the jobs that are available, of what the industry actually has to offer, and you get to sort of dabble in a lot of different areas, but whilst you're getting your qualifications. So it's a great opportunity for those that haven't got a qualification beforehand or are looking to get in the industry. This way you get paid and you're guaranteed a lot of experience, a lot of support, and a lot of fun as well.
That's brilliant. And I suppose as they're learning, they can also adapt that to their work as they go as well.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you, Jemima. Again,
thanks, Laurie.
No worries. Now, Rob, we might try to come back to you. Let's see if we can get you this time and see if the internet's going to work for us. Give it another go.
Yeah, I had to wander around to another room to try and get closer to the Wi-Fi, but all good now, I suppose. You can hear.
Yep, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Midcoast Adventures. I've just been sitting in the background listening to the Outdoors New South Wales podcasts and Friday forums for a while now, trying to see what's relevant for this area. Midcoast is 3 hours north of Sydney, an hour and a half north of Newcastle. But I think, so from our experience, we can't grow because there are no employees that we can hire here, let alone people with qualifications. This area is not really known for outdoor adventure and outdoor experiences. There are a couple of operators, and obviously operators come here from Sydney or Newcastle and afar to use the Mile Lakes and to use the Barrington Tops, but for people around here, it doesn't appear that there's enough of a pool of little people, let alone qualified people. So I think even for the one or two positions that we want to fill with, which is just experience with water sports, canoeing, or things like that, paddle boarding, where we're looking to get into walking tours and cycling tours, but there just really isn't the opportunity for us to grow without people, and they have to know that this area is a likely place to come live and work. So that's probably, if I was going to say anything here and now, is I'm just going to try and work with the government agencies or the state or the federal programs and things, and try and get school leavers and older people, volunteers, to do Duke of Edinburgh or something, just to try and work up a pool of skills. So
great. So great message for our attendees to say, if you're looking to move to the North Coast, this is a great opportunity.
Well, yeah, there are a few around. I mean, there's half a dozen operators, but they're all quite small. There's sort of no major players, but there's the opportunity to create something or to grow something like ours if the skills were there. So amazing. Just working on that.
Great. Well, thank you again for coming along and sharing that with us. And I think it's a great message for anyone, as I say, that's looking to either move up to the North Coast to look at the opportunities that can be provided up there. And yeah, this is the beautiful thing about the outdoors. We are everywhere. So we might jump on to our last speaker for the evening. Oh no, sorry, got two more. We've got Lawrence from Australian Bush Camp and then Martin following that. So Lawrence, did you want to kick off and tell us a little bit more about Great Aussie Bush Camp? Oh, you're not working. Your headphones don't seem to be working. Do you want to give it another try? Nope, we've lost your sound. We're having lovely fun with our connections tonight. Nope. Can't seem to hear you. I tell you what, Lawrence, how about you jump off the Zoom, come back, and we'll see if that rectifies it. In the meantime, we might jump off to Marty and the Outdoor Education Group before we come back to you. Hey, Marty.
Thanks, Laurie. Thank you so much. And wonderful to see so many organisations represented tonight. So my name is Martin Burney. I am from the Outdoor Education Group. So in New South Wales, we have an operating base out of Moss Vale in the Southern Highlands, just south of Sydney. We have a couple of owned venues that we operate some sort of well-supported residential style and bush style camping programs for schools. And we also have our, our logistics base there for running expeditions all across national parks, state forests, and even private landholders across New South Wales. So the Outdoor Education Group is a relatively large organisation, but it is a not-for-profit. I've been there for about 9 years, and it's the only place I've ever stayed longer than 3 years. And I think the reason for that is it's quite a diverse organisation. Our head office is actually in Melbourne, in Victoria. So we actually run programs in Victoria, New South Wales, Northern Territory, Western Australia, South Australia, and we do some expeditions in Tasmania and sometimes branch our way up into Queensland. So, and of course the ACT. So there's a lot of diverse programs. We run camp style programs where, you're staying in hardtop centres, very well supported, can go home at night if you need to. We also run sort of multi-activity journeys, lots of the activities that everyone's spoken about tonight, rock and rope and water and all those sorts of things. And then we've got our longer expeditions, which can be up to about 30 days. The qualifications people have spoken about, Certificate 3 or a Certificate 4 in outdoor recreation or outdoor leadership, or reciprocal international qualifications as well that we can recognise over here, or at least sign you off as a recognition of your skill set. But we also do run traineeships, and we're offering 40 traineeships in 2022, which is pretty exciting. We're trying to help people get into this industry because it's such an exciting place to work. Yeah. And we have multiple positions available in various aspects of the organisation, from field work as outdoor educators in the field running groups, but also behind the scenes. We have a large administrative team that supports up to 50,000 kids a year in the outdoors. So you can imagine the logistics and the behind the scenes work that goes into that in terms of managing equipment, catering, all those sorts of things, administration, finance, HR. There's always opportunities at the Outdoor Education Group, which is the diversity of this organisation is why I've stayed here so long. And being a not-for-profit, it's a really exciting and friendly community, and we have a very, very strong professional development focus on our staff to ensure that they are pushing themselves and developing themselves and following the path that they would like to be on their journey as a career in the outdoors. A lot of people leave and go to other organisations and get lots more experience, and some of them come back, some of them move on to other things. So it's a great career if you want to stay in it, but it's also a great pathway for many other roles that involve leadership, group management, dealing with conflict, all those sorts of things. It's a great place to learn that in the outdoors. So yeah, so thank you very much for the opportunity to be here, and it's, as I said, it's great to see some amazing other operators here tonight. But yeah, definitely encourage people to use the outdoors as a pathway to your career.
For sure. Thank you so much, Martin. Really appreciate that. And yeah, just a few jobs on offer there, which is certainly a lot of opportunities. And like Martin said, it's not just the leaders that supplement, you know, our offering as outdoor providers. We have a lot of behind the scenes people as well. So we might jump and see if Lawrence is with us and see if he's got a microphone. Give it a try, Lawrence.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yes, we can.
Hey, there we go.
Awesome. Okay, so lucky last, the Great Aussie Bush Camp. Tell us more, Lawrence.
Well, I can talk about the bush camp for hours, but I'll just try and cut it into the 3 minutes. Basically, we're a family-owned business. We started out life as a theme park from the Leyland brothers back in 1990. And when that went out of business, we took it over as a bush camp, and it started off pretty small. They can only fit like 140 students. And then in 2009, we got bought out by a family called the Love Family, and now we are just going through the roof in terms of what we do. Last year, we put 45,000 kids through. We have 2 centres. Our main centre is up at Teagarn, so just about an hour north of Newcastle. And that sits on about 74 acres. It's got 47 on-site activities from your rock climbing, abseiling, giant swings, all that sort of stuff. We've got 7 campsites, so we can cater for 900 kids on that one site. And then our other centre, which is down on the central coast, sort of near Gosford, is a little bit smaller. It's got 35 acres. It's got 18 activities, and it's only got 3 campsites where it can hold 330 kids. And that's quite new, so we're slowly sort of building that up. But as far as a position at Aussie Bush Camp, we're the same as everyone else in terms that we're looking for people. We're looking for fun, out there people that can stand up in front of kids and be confident, you know. As far as skill set goes, we don't necessarily look for those certs and things like that. We like to think of ourselves as a bit more of an entry level into the industry. You'll get all the experience because we'll train you in-house. We train you how to abseil, how to do canoeing, how to do high ropes, rock climbing, all sorts of knots and all the basics. And when people leave us, they've got this massive skill set and they go on to become teachers or whatever. The biggest thing they take from the bush camp is the soft skills that we teach them. The games that we play, the songs that we sing, the ability that we have to just be with those kids. So for us, it's not all about the big qualification. So if you're just new to the industry, we'll be perfect for you. Now, as far as it goes, because our centres are quite big and they're quite far away, especially being above Newcastle, each site has its own on-site accommodation, so people can live on site. If you're happy to eat spaghetti bolognese every night, then you can eat what's on site. We cater for any dietaries that you'll have as an employee as well, as an employer as well. So if you have any kind of gluten-free, that sort of stuff, we look after you. And basically, the days that sort of run for bush camp is you'll get your kids and you'll run 4 activities and then a night show. So those activities can vary from so many different things, as well as going off-site. We go to the Jimmy's Beach, just around the Teagarns area, which is a superb location where we go sailing, sea kayaking, do some snorkeling. We go on walks up the Mount Yakabar. We go to the local sand dunes and run up and down sand dunes as many times as you possibly can. We go to the local rainforest, which fits into the curriculum in the schools. So our main bread and butter, as I said, is school groups. So we get kids from everywhere coming to us from all over the state. We've had people from well past Dubbo, which, being from England, I didn't realise how big Australia is. Turns out it's huge.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, we've been operating now for 16 years, and our team is the most important thing for us. We look after our team because they are the product, basically. They will present the product to the clients. So as far as I believe, the same as everyone else who is at this webinar now, instructors are so important for a camp. They're so important to make a successful camp, and we are looking for people all the time. We hire basically in January and in July of each year, so we do 2 inductions a year. The January one's a little bit bigger purely because we're coming into term 1, which is our busiest term. Then term 2 sort of dies off near the end, but then picks up again when term 3, in the middle of term 3, and then goes to term 4. Unfortunately, because of COVID, we've got a backlog of people, so we're looking at not really having much of a downtime this year. So we're looking for people. Contact us, find all the information on this webinar, or just email jobs@bushcamp.com.au. And yeah, that's us. We have a lot of fun and we're looking for people.
Fabulous. Thank you, Lawrence. And needless to say that I think everyone is really wanting to boost their capacity as we get back to hopefully 22 being at capacity.
Wouldn't that be amazing? Wouldn't it be great?
Incredible. Great. Now, I do have a question for all our speakers tonight, and feel free to either stick your hand up, guys, or jump in. But what are you looking for in quality with your staff? What are the key things that you want to see? Not just the quals, which we've already talked about, but what are the personal things that you want from applicants that come into the outdoors? Lawrence, did you want to start since you've just spoken?
Yeah, sure. Like I said, we base on personality. I want confident, fun people that aren't afraid to stand up in front of a group of kids and act like an idiot and sing a song. You know, I'm a firm believer that we can teach all the skills. You know, we can teach how to abseil, how to rock climb. I can't teach that personality. So for me, I want fresh, young, exciting people who are keen to get involved.
Brilliant. How about you, Jemima? What are you looking for in your roles?
I think we're all going to be saying very similar things, Laurie.
Okay.
I think we're really passionate for the outdoors, passionate for activities, passionate for people, are very much a people focus. Even though we do operate in the outdoors and throughout nature, we really are there to engage with students and adults and our clients. We see them as an extension of our family, I suppose. We want them to have the best possible time, and that all comes down to having a really positive can-do attitude, being really flexible, and again up for a lot of fun, and being a really good communicator is also really important. We can teach people how to get group leadership skills and how to best sort of approach a group, because it's a learned skill. Not everyone has that naturally, so we can even teach that. But it's just finding your inner confidence, I suppose. And all of our leaders are different. We've got extroverts, we've got introverts, etc. You don't have to be loud and boisterous, but it's bringing that passion and that respect to the team, and that's what makes it such an amazing place to work.
Awesome stuff. Did any of our other guys have anything to add to that question?
Yes, absolutely. I didn't say before, our minimum requirement is a Certificate 3 for employment. But
Right.
Other than that, we're looking for people that want to make a difference, number one. Number two is you need to be a people person. You need to actually like being around people and communicating with people. And number three is you need to want to make a difference to yourself. If you're not out there, if you're not coachable and don't want to make a difference to yourself, you're not going to make an impact on others. So they're the three key things that we're looking for.
Yeah, what a great one, Nick. That's very good. Awesome. Did anyone else want to say anything before I jump on to the next question?
I think everyone's sort of saying this. Oh, sorry, Rob's got his hand up.
No, you're right, man. Go for it.
I was just going to say, I mean, as Jemima said, I think we're all going to say similar things, but people who are willing to learn, I think, yes, we do need those positive and outgoing people to be able to have fun with the kids and keep them engaged. But there's also a lot of people that come into the organisation that we want to develop. You know, the Outdoor Education Group is about developing our participants, but it's also about developing our staff. So really anyone could enter, I think, this industry. And it's about providing the mentorship and the opportunities to learn and grow. And I think, you know, certainly our organisation, I'm sure a lot of the others provide that support for new people in the organisation to, you know, shadow and co-lead and instruct and learn what it is to be a leader and a follower and a problem solver and positive thinking and collaborative and working together. So all those sort of buzzwords are so important. And I think what we're trying to get out of our participants is what we're also trying to get out of our staff across our organisation. So thank you.
Really great points. Kylie.
I guess I'm a little bit different. We have some very challenging participants in our program. A lot of them don't want to be there. A lot of them have never been in the bush before. So we want to bring that passion that we have for the outdoors and utilise that to make some meaningful change into our vendors' lives, but then also educate them. So I guess my job is not easy. It is definitely, whilst we all have our challenges, when you have angry young men sometimes that don't want to be in the program and are resistant, pushing them up the motivator hill is one of our camps, and going down and back up, and for them to motivate them to actually finish is a huge achievement for our guys on the program. So that's some of the highlights of the adventure facilitators, to actually get them to push it through and achieve. And that's when we see the real changes in our offenders. And it doesn't matter if it's rain, hail or shine or snow. Our offenders go out. We all sleep out there, all have a good time. So it is not for the faint-hearted, but it is a really rewarding and challenging job.
Wonderful. And can I say, Kylie, I think you've sort of angled on the thing that we all believe in, which is the benefits of the outdoors. And, you know, that's a lot why we're in the roles that we are, because we are seeing the results, whether it's your role or some of the others, they're seeing kids come away as different people. And I think that's what we all believe in. So thank you for sharing that. Now, the big one, before we wrap up and go to our questionnaire for those that are interested in our positions, what tip would you give any student when attending an interview for an outdoor job? Who would like to go first? I didn't tell them this in advance, so they're thinking about it. Lawrence, go for it.
My thing is just be as genuine as you possibly can be. As soon as, if you come up and you give all this stuff about how good you are and then you stand up in front of people, they're going to know. We've seen enough people running groups of kids so we can pick when people are not genuine or not. So just be yourself. Be happy and fun and let that honesty show through, because if you start from that wrong foot, it's not going to go well for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you sort of allude to it again, but the kids see through that too if you're not yourself. So
yeah,
that's
absolutely
great. Good advice. Thank you. Anyone else like to have a go at that one?
Look, I'd have to agree with Lawrence there. I think that's a really good comment. I mean, outdoor educators, we are all about supporting and helping people no matter who they are, and we embrace diversity, and being yourself is okay. I think people come into an interview thinking they have to be something that they're not. They have to pretend to be some potential leader that they might not yet be. But I think if they're honest and happy to grow, then I think whatever they bring is going to be of value if they're willing to grow and learn in the organisation, in the outdoors. So yeah, I totally agree. Absolute. Just be yourself. Be positive and be open to learning something new. Be absolutely fine.
Yeah, great advice. Yes, be definitely open to learning more things and new things. Awesome. Anyone else?
I think see the opportunities, guys. So if you do want to get into the industry, put your hand up and ask for those student placements or those work experience opportunities. Don't automatically think an organisation won't do that. And that's something that we do really embrace in Corrective Services, having student placements. So really try before you buy and look at what is out there. So there is opportunities, you've just got to seize them.
Yeah, great advice, Kylie. And I think several of you on screen offer work placements as well. So that's a great way to get a little bit of experience, a little bit of testing and trying before you leap in and apply for some of those permanent jobs. Yeah, great advice. Heather.
There's a few key things if we're going to be giving tips to people that are wanting to get in the industry. I'd like to be really honest, I guess. And I think it's always great for you guys to come in with examples of lived experience of times you've been outdoors and maybe you've handled a difficult situation or things like that. I think often, especially if you guys are new in the industry, that's the kind of thing that we love to hear about as people that are looking for staff, and thinking about maybe times that you've worked with kids before, the things you found great about it, things you found challenging about it, the ways that we can support you in doing this role that you're applying for really, really well. And also times that you've been aware of safety and risk as well. I know that no one likes to talk about it, but ultimately that is what we're looking for. So if you guys are wanting to do well in interviews, think about ways that you can try and prepare those into your answers as well.
Great advice and great tip. Fabulous. And lucky Jemima.
Laurie, I'll probably say to speak to their passions. If you're passionate about a certain activity, especially if you don't have a lot of experience, then we really like to hear sort of like what Heather was saying, the joy that brings and those experiences that are learnt along the way of, you know, loving mountain biking on the weekend with your friends, or loving going up for a ski season, and that's what you want to teach and learn how to do to teach to others, so you can be in that environment and spark passion in other people for those environments.
Yeah.
But also I really like to hear some it doesn't have to be in depth, but where would you like to go with this? What do you want to do? And it's all about how can we as an employer or employers on this meeting develop you as an individual to hit your goals, because a job in the outdoors can be a job for life if you want it to be. There are so many opportunities. There are so many deviations that are still within the sector. From risk management to operations to risk, health and safety, etc. There to leaders, there is just such a huge range of employment opportunities, career opportunities. So having a general idea of where you'd like to take it, if you want to have lots of experience with different employers, sometimes we work together across the different employer ranges to organise that. And make use of those things like Laurie mentioned before, and the placements, etc. But we do like to know, all of us as organisations, we've got a vision of where we like to go, and we like to attract like-minded people to share that vision and propel us forward. So sometimes our visions and our missions are very similar to individuals' own sort of missions that they're on. So we love hearing things like that about where you want to go in the next couple of years or even longer.
Yeah, great. Really, really great stuff. Thank you so much, guys, for all your contributions this evening. I will flick up the QR code, which we're all now very familiar with how to use these things, and to register if you are interested in any of the jobs you've heard about, or just the outdoors in general. You can certainly complete the information on that form that will pop up when you scan your QR code, and we'll get some content to you promptly and help you connect with the outdoors. So thank you everyone for joining us this evening. As we said, this is being recorded, so if anyone you want to send this on to, certainly reach out and we'll make sure you get a copy of the link. So have a great night, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and more importantly, let's get outdoors. See you guys.
See ya. Thank you.
Thanks, Laurie.